Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope that you're all doing well. This is a new morning for all of us. Not new for every one of us, but still every day to be counted as a new morning, a new day, and you have to put more effort. That's what I'm trying to tell here. Be very consistent, write a lot of answer writing and also do a lot of MCQ. That is the prime importance that you have to give in your preparation. Okay. Stick to your syllabus. A lot of tips are there on the channel. You can just go through it. So today what has happened? A new news has come in wherein the Mexico has also slapped 50% tariff on India. See, now I really understood this point that every country across the world is very, very, very envious with regard to India's growth and development. बहुत जल रहे हैं लोग. That's very common. Okay. Why? Because what is this 50% tariff? Okay. US have done it and US have said that okay, I have put the tariff because you are purchasing the Russian oil and Russia is having a war with Ukraine and Russia is not listening to us. So that's the reason we are asking not you to purchase, but you are purchasing from Russia. That's why we have put sanctions on it. Okay, USA superpower, we understood that it has the responsibility of what world peace and order. That is how it projects itself. We do have a lot of responsibility in our South Asia. Okay, we have to also protect Nepal from China. We have to protect the Afghanistan from Pakistan. We have to protect Pakistan from Pakistan also, right? Fine. So here you just like Pakistani people, I'm saying we have to protect them, okay, from the Pakistan itself, right? So here Mexico has just followed the footsteps of USA. USA, you know that it has slapped 50% of the tariff on majority of the goods and 100% tariff with regard to the imports on pharma goods. And recently, I have seen what I say is a conference of the Donald Trump where he is also proposed, okay, agricultural goods tariff also. I'll just show you the video, listen to it.
Tell me about India. Why is India allowed to do that? They have to pay tariffs. Do they have an exemption on rice?
No, sir. We're still working on their trade deal. So
Yeah, but they should be dumping. I mean, I heard that from others. So you can't do that.
There's a WTO case against India
Give me
right now.
give me the countries if you could. Go ahead. India. Who else?
So
Mark it
India,
down. Which is
So you have seen the video. The video clearly says that Donald Trump is actually in proposing, and they are proposing to impose tariffs on agriculture products, which is going to be very, very bane to our agriculture exporters because US is a very good market. It is one of the top five exporters that of us. So I don't know that how it government of India takes into account, but today, right now, today is like December, I guess, 13th, I guess. Today is December 13th, and in the morning, I have seen a news with regard to that India and US trade really is inching very close. I don't know what will be there with regard to the trade, whether the trade is only discussed or the tariffs are only discussed. We have to wait and watch. But let us now see why this Mexico all of a sudden wants to actually impose the same tariff that US is imposing on us. What I really believe is that these countries, if you see the Mexico country here, if you see the Mexico country here, okay, what I really believe is that these two countries, Mexico and Canada, basically relies on what US the economic strength, etc., so and so forth. So US gives them a lot of perks and privileges to these both countries because they are not so developed as of we are better than develop them. So whatever the money the US have, it actually gives to Canada and Mexico. So in order to woo these United States with regard to see, we are also like you and we just wanted to what tariff the India as we have also tariffs. So here the Mexico has actually loosened its sovereignty. Okay, it has shown to the world that they have a weak spine because they are actually following the footsteps of US here. So that's the reason. Now let us see that this what is this all fiasco looks like, and let us go into the analysis of it. Okay. So you can see here very clearly the move. Mexico has approved a new tariff structure effective from January 1st, 2026, imposing duties up to 50% on the goods from the countries without a free trade agreement, including India and China and Vietnam. We do not have a free trade FTA with them. So any country which is not having FTA with Mexico will be charged 50% on the agricultural products or whatever the product they propose in future. The Mexican government official rationale is very simple, aims to protect domestic sectors, auto, steel, textile, correct trade distortions against Asian imports and generate an estimated 3.7 billion in revenue. Basically, the Mexico is saying the same tone what US has been saying, that why we should be giving a lot of concession to the Asian countries. They are also prospering a lot. They are also developing a lot. So why we need to give them very less import duties? No, we are also going to tax them more, and we are going to generate a lot of revenue. So basically, here the Mexican government is following what protectionist policy of their domestic producers, protectionist policy. Another one is that it want to unite with the USA and to muzzle up the Asian politics with the help of what USA, and also garner the attention and the perks and privileges of USA also in future. Okay, that Mexico is also bye with regard to the strained relationship of India and USA. The Mexico has approved. This is very clear. This we have done. Now, critical analysis. Let's see the global trend everyone is following. Okay, the global trend of fortress economics. Mexico Mo is not an isolated incident, but a part of cascading global shift towards protectionism. Here is how it compares to similar steps taken by other nations. Let us see that this global consequences. If this generally happen, this will lead to the fragmentation of global supply chains, of forcing companies to rethink export hub strategies and potentially moving products directly into the North America. So suppose you like basically what generally happens in our country. So this European and Western European countries and US etc. They all generally manufacture here because of what cheap labor, because of what ease of doing business, because of what untapped resources has been harnessed. So they are getting a lot of benefits over here. Relax fiscal norms will be there, and also the taxation policies will also be less on them, to promote what development in our country. So if we are, suppose they produce a product here, let us say they produce Apple here, but Apple is tariff 100%, you suppose that will increase the cost of what Apple in America double the times if they have manufactured here and export it to Mexico and America. In this way, what happens here is that the local manufacturing will only be getting what lot of importance, and people are like, as I've already told you, that customers are always rational. Wherever the price is less, they will go there. Same product, same quality, same company. So obviously, you'll go for someone who is giving you on lesser prices. So here, America, you are having here India, you are having India. Apple products are manufactured here. Like let us suppose that $100 are there. Okay, when they sell here, it will become what $20 is import duty, 50% is an import duty. That will become around $150. But if the Apple company manufacture the Apple iPhone in the same country in the America, it will be like $110. So there is not much benefits with regard to companies if they are if this kind of policies has been taken formulated by various countries. So that's why the global supply chain, the companies will be forced to rethink that where they actually want to do the exports. Okay, where they actually want to put their export hubs. Okay, and in this way, what will happen if you keep on restricting your own restricting imports and going towards what negative globalization? Okay, then what happens? The supply chains will also get distorted. Sometimes you will put up 20% import duty, so we are supplying more. Sometimes you will put 50%, then we are supplying less. The same thing is going in your country also. So you never know that the demand, which was like 50% before, has reduced to 20%. It means the 30% the 30% of the manufacturers in your country is actually expecting the raw materials from us. Okay, so in the same way, we also have the same problem, that we are also getting the imports. We'll also get the same problem with regard to what supply. So the article says that it is global consequences that we will be facing if this continuously trend happen, and in future Canada do the same thing, UK do the same thing. So where is the supply change going on? Where is this is completely a very core protectionist policies that everyone is formulating at this point of time. So yeah, the Mexico wants to become a US proxy wall. So US proxy wall is what Canada and Mexico. Nothing bad. Proxies are something that you try to do a work, but your face will not be there. So I will harm you, but from my friend, but not directly from myself. That's called as proxy. So he's working a proxy, means whatever he's doing is my intentions, my motivations, my goals he is pursuing. So here Mexico and Canada is also used by the America as a proxy wall, just like how the Iran does with regard to Hamas, with regard to Houthis, etc. So and so forth. So the proxy wall, Canada and Mexico. Mexico decision mirrors Canada's recent move to impose 100% surtax on Chinese. Oh my God, this is EVs. Okay, both Mexico and Canada are essentially um, uh, deputizing, means they are like acting as a deputy, as a outer wall of US economy, fearing the loss of US market access during the upcoming USMCA review. They are preemptively aligning their trade policies with the US, America's first, like MAGA. We call it as MAGA, Make America Great Again. That is called the slogan given by the Donald Trump. So this Mexico and Canada are actually acting as a deputies and acts as a outer wall for the US economy, and because they are having, US is going to review the economy of USA, Canada, Mexico. So then they want some more privileges, and they don't want harsh steps towards them also. That's why they are also aligning with the America's first interest. Unlike independent trade policy, they don't hide. This is a very defensive protectionism, raising walls not just for their own sake but to avoid punishment from their largest partner, that is USA. This is the first one. They are acting as a proxy wall. The second one is anti-subsidies shield, that is European Union. The European Union has imposed tariffs of around 45% to the Chinese electric vehicles. While Mexico tariffs are broad-based, revenue and geopolitical, the European approach is surgical and regulatory, explicitly targeting unfair state subsidies. Okay, so here what happened is Chinese government is giving a lot of subsidies, just like we do give subsidies with regard to if you're buying an EV vehicle, life tax on that will be removed, right or wrong. So consumer subsidy is there with regard to purchase of the EV, and those who are in the EV industry also, government is also giving them a lot of fiscal incentives. So European Union is saying that, so we are not giving these many subsidies to our manufacturers, and your country is giving subsidies and all to the EV manufacturers. That's why you are making cheap and selling in our country, and our domestic business is actually losing it. So on the pretext of that, European Union has imposed the tax on, whereas the Mexico tax is basically what geopolitical and for their own lot of benefits they want from the USA. Outcome: the EU move has triggered tariff jumping. Chinese companies are now building factories inside the EU only to bypass duties. Okay, yeah, that generally happen. So if I sell a jalebi to you, and on the jalebi of 1 rupee, if you are putting 1 rupee tax, that will become 2 rupee. But if I go and manufacture jalebi in your own home, so you are only taking me 1 rupee 20 paisa. So what I'll do, I'll go to your home and make or not, to escape the duty, right? That is what is happening with regard to Chinese manufacturers. Now Chinese people will face the problem of employment. They will face the problem of what sourcing of raw materials from their own country, right? Mexico likely hopes for a similar outcome, forcing Asian manufacturers to build plants in Mexico rather than shipping. Okay, so they are going for what we are actually doing for years and years. So the third one here is the emerging market mirror. Okay, in 2024, if you see Turkey impose 40% additional tariff on a Chinese vehicle to protect its domestic car project, and and to reduce the current account deficit. This is the closest parallel to Mexico move, a developing country using high tariff to force localization of high. But we never did it. We don't do that. Indian economic strength is very good. Indian economic experts are very good. We do not follow these kind of things. Okay, we generally bargain in a very good manner, so that is a win-win situation for both the nations. But here you can see that Turkey, Mexico, they are just one-sided, unilateral, very dark-sided, okay, policies they are formulating, which is actually, suppose if you continuously manufacture and new products don't come, what will happen? Your innovation and creativity will take a backseat. So that's risk they are taking a lot. Indonesia has threatened to up to 200% tariff on cheap imports, whether it is textile or footwear, to protect local MSMEs. Okay, so developing nations are moving away from the export-oriented industrialization of 90s towards import substitution 2.0. So they are no longer want to be just market for the Asian giants. They want to acquire the manufacturing value addition also. That is very true. The irony for India is here. This is the last slide we are having. India is effectively tasting its own medicine. We have been doing it. India has long maintained high tariffs on automobiles and use production linked subsidy incentive schemes to discourage imports and boost Make in India campaign. As other countries like Mexico adopt similar Make in Mexico policies, Indian export-led growth in sectors like auto faces a very difficult time. It highlights the limits of a world wherein everyone wants to export but no one wants to import. Okay, this is a very good quotation. I really love it. So everyone wants to export but no one wants to import. So what is your take on it? What do you feel that what India should be doing it? Because we have been doing the same thing over years and years, and we put a lot of tariffs on other nations on the citing that we are still a developing country. Now Mexico, Indonesia, Turkey, they're also saying that we are also developing and we are not going to give any kind of tax concessions or duty subsidy to any of the Indian imports also. Okay, in future that may also happen. So what's your take on it? What could be the best strategy that we can have it? Okay, we are testing our own medicine now, and our products are also being taxed very high on other countries, and obviously with that state of affairs will happen, our economic capabilities will reduce, and in the sense that we also have a lot of less money with regard to what investments also, because they not cannot coming here, don't pay tax here, so less revenue, larger fiscal deficit, and then along with that less capital formation, and also unemployment will also trigger in our country in a large scale if this all does not stop, and we do not have a very so basically you can one way is very simple here, that Mexico is doing only with the countries we do not have FTA with them. So India can chalk out a FTA and start the negotiations with FTA, because in future also this kind of policies are very easy to come. That's why India should talk to the Mexico administration and officials, and try to get a FTA, so that because we'll get exempted in future. So in at least in developing country we should be in the top three, and not letharging behind. Okay, I hope this is all clear to you. A small advertisement, my dear students, please just try to hear me out for 30 seconds. This is an interview practice that I'm going to give you. They are like module covered these many sessions. It includes general discussion, current affairs discussion, personality development, room etiquettes, etc., so and so forth. This is all my experience that I have over a period of time, and PSIR classes, okay, or a mentorship and thesis is being done and being happening. Okay, so rolling batches, I'll personally teach all of you one by one, and also the group discussions will also happen. Be a part of this. You will definitely make a change in your answer rating. You will definitely make a change in your scoring, and I want all of you to get success as early as possible and settle in your careers and do good for our country. I hope this is all clear to you. Stay tuned for more updates and current affairs. Signing off, this is Sayed Shujatullah. Have a good day ahead.